Never guess. Your pantry can print money, and the secret is colder than outer space. Imagine biting into a marshmallow that snaps like glass, then melts into cloud fluff on your tongue. Now picture earning rent money from that one bite. Today, I'm handing you the step by step playbook for turning a home freeze dryer into a cash machine, even if you've never sold a thing in your life. Hang tight, because in about 7 minutes, I'll share the double batch hack that slices your startup timeline in half and paid for my own machine before the first credit card bill showed up. 2 summers ago, my neighbor Sarah dropped 4 grand on a shiny tabletop freeze dryer. Her plan was simple: preserve garden veggies. Her reality? The electric bill spiked. Her shelves overflowed with kale chips nobody wanted, and her husband hinted that the machine might end up on Craigslist. Fast forward 1 year, Sarah runs a side hustle that nets more than her old part time job, and she still has evenings free for Netflix. What flipped? She stopped treating the freeze dryer like a gadget and started treating it like a business. Let's walk the same path, minus the potholes. First, know your gold mines. Candy is the low hanging fruit, pun intended, because it transforms dramatically and sells itself on TikTok. A $10 bulk bag of chewy sours freeze dries down to 20 airy puffs that retail online for $2 each. Do that math. 20 puffs times $2 is $40 from a $10 bag, every single batch. But candy is just chapter 1. Pet treats, astronaut ice cream, smoothie powders, backpacking meals, floral garnishes for cocktail bars. These niches pay even better once you learn their quirks. Before you fire up the machine, let's cover gear and costs so you don't get blindsided. A medium home unit costs around $3,500, pulls about 900 watts while running, and finishes a batch in 24 to 36 hours. That bumps your power bill by roughly $2 per cycle, give or take rates in your town. You'll need Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers, pennies per bag at wholesale. Add labels printed at home or through an online print shop. All in, your cost to produce a $5 retail pouch of freeze-dried Skittles hovers around $1.50. That's a 70% margin, and yes, it sticks even after marketplaces take their cut. Sarah's first mistake was hiding behind the machine instead of the market. She ran batch after batch of whatever was in season, hoping buyers would appear. They didn't. So she flipped the script. She asked her Facebook feed, local mom groups, and a couple of food trailer owners, "What freeze-dried snacks do you wish you could stock but can't find?" The answers were loud. Pet-safe chicken breast cubes with no salt, cocktail limes that never rot, and keto fruit crunch without added sugar. She picked pet treats because people spend irrational money on their fur babies, and USDA rules for single ingredient meat are straightforward. Lesson here: let demand draw the bullseye before you pull the trigger. Now let's talk batch flow. Freeze drying isn't like baking cookies where you sneak a tray in during halftime. The chamber runs under vacuum and minus 40 degrees. Every extra door open steals an hour from the clock. So load trays full to the edge, but lay pieces in a single layer so vapor escapes fast. Keep similar moisture items together, mix wet strawberries with dense banana slices, and you'll bottleneck the cycle. Sarah uses a cheap kitchen scale and logs each batch weight dry versus wet. Once the dry weight holds steady for 2 checks, she knows water is gone and energy isn't wasted. Remember the double batch hack I teased? Here it is. Most owners run a batch. Empty the machine, reload, and restart from room temp, which burns 2 hours cooling back down. Instead, Sarah pre-freezes her next trays in a chest freezer. When a hot batch finishes, she pulls the trays out, seals the product, then swaps in the ice-cold set. The chamber stays frozen, vacuum hits quicker, and she shaves up to 4 hours per cycle. Multiply that by 100 cycles a year, and you've saved 17 days of runtime. Enough bandwidth to add 2 extra profit lines without buying another machine? Let's introduce the elephant on the countertop. Regulations. Selling food feels simple until a health inspector drops by with a clipboard. Good news, laws vary, and many states let micro producers operate under cottage food rules if they stick to shelf stable goods and simple labeling. That means name, weight, ingredients, and your contact info printed clearly. But meat treats and anything for pets can shift you into USDA land. Sarah faxed a 1-page product description to her state ag department, paid a $50 licensing fee, and now ships dog treats nationwide legally. Do your homework once, sleep great forever. Marketing time. A freeze-dried marshmallow looks weird on a shelf, but spectacular on video. Sarah invested $30 in a ring light, filmed slow-motion crunch tests, and posted reels to Instagram. Views snowballed, orders followed. Engagement soared whenever she told the product's story. This chicken was raised 2 towns over, freeze-dried within 6 hours of processing, and contains exactly 1 ingredient. Transparency builds trust, and trust sells at premium prices. Next up, packaging whispers value louder than words. Imagine 2 identical apple slices, one in a plain sandwich bag, the other in a matte black pouch with a bold silver astronaut helmet graphic. Which one feels worth $7? Design doesn't need to be fancy, just clear and on brand. Canva offers free templates. Print small runs first, so you can pivot without dumping old stock. QR codes on the back point customers to your recipes, social feeds, and subscription sign-up. Subscriptions turn spiky revenue into a smooth highway. Sarah launched Crunch Club, a monthly box with 3 surprise flavors for pets and 1 bonus human snack. She offered the first 50 signups at founder pricing, $18 plus shipping. The cost to produce was $7. Those 50 subs alone cover her machine payment, power, and packaging. Renewals tick automatically. Even better, the club list doubles as a beta group for new flavors. They give feedback. She avoids duds in the public shop. But here's the challenge that trips new freeze-dry entrepreneurs: scaling without burning out. The machine hums nonstop. Family wants the dining table back, and you're drowning in pouches. This was Sarah last holiday season. Orders spiked. She pulled 2 all-nighters and still missed ship dates. 1-star reviews loomed. She called me frantic. We sketched a map, step back, raise price by 10% to throttle demand, set a weekly order cap, and promise new slots every Friday at noon sharp. Scarcity flipped the script. Customers lined up early, stress melted, and profit per hour jumped. Point is, growth feels flattering until it strangles you. Protect your sanity and your margins. Let's develop that with automation. A simple thermal label printer autofills shipping addresses from Shopify, prints USPS labels in seconds, and costs under $200. An impulse sealer slaps hermetic closures on bags faster than an iron. And never underestimate neighborhood labor. Sarah hires 2 high schoolers on Saturday mornings to weigh, bag, and inventory. She pays them above fast food rates. They blast music, work 3 hours, and her entire weekly output is shelf ready before lunch. Okay, numbers time, because the internet loves receipts. Sarah runs her medium freeze dryer 5 days a week, 50 weeks a year. Each cycle nets an average of 100 retail units at $5. That's $500 batch revenue. Subtract $70 for raw product, power, packaging, and labor. Net, $430. Multiply by 250 cycles a year, and you land around $107,000 gross. Trim 40% for marketplace fees, marketing spend, and taxes. And She still pockets about $64,000, working 25 hours a week. Does everybody hit those marks? Number? Could you with focus, smart demand targeting, and the double batch hack? Absolutely. Let's raise the stakes. Imagine a natural disaster season when supermarkets empty overnight. Freeze-dried ready meals command double or triple standard retail because they store 25 years and weigh almost nothing. Sarah doesn't price gouge, but she does keep a preparedness pallet line, family-sized pouches of cheesy potato soup and strawberry oatmeal. She lists them quietly year-round. When storms threaten, they sell out in hours, proving another income spike that also helps people in real need. Diversified product lines mean steady cash, even when one niche cools. All roads now lead to the climax, that one moment when the hobby officially turns into a money-making machine. For Sarah, it hit during a spring craft fair. She rented a booth last minute, scooped rainbow freeze-dried ice cream bites into sample cups, and kids flocked. Parents followed. She left 4 hours later with empty bins and close to $2,000 in her apron. More important, she captured 90 email addresses and 70 Instagram follows on the spot. By Monday, half those people ordered refills online. That craft fair wasn't a one-time windfall, it was proof of concept in the wild. Let's wrap the blueprint with a quick memory jog so it sticks. Choose a niche the market begs for, not just what's overflowing in your freezer. Cost out every penny before you push start. Pre-freeze next batches and run the double batch hack. Label like a pro, obey cottage food or USDA rules, film satisfying crunch reels, and price firmly.